that's where we also kind of started, I guess many of you would have started with this thought about, hey, what is the purpose of education? So that's where we started our journey. And somehow this whole world seemed to be running behind jobs and careers and the whole thing about earning. So education has become a kind of a plug-in to earn, right? Or rather, way to earn or reach. But for us, the our answer to the whole concept of education or learning is that it's to do with living. If we are living, we are all the time learning. And if somebody says, hey, who is a living being, my definition is whoever is learning is a living being. So, that's not the science book definition, that's our definition. So yeah, and if we look at it that way, then suddenly the whole perspective about because then there's no education, it's only living. And then living, learning, education, they all become one word, which let's summarize it as living. And then if we start, so we ask people, hey, why do you want to do open learning or whatever, or open living or whatever? And a lot of answers come. Somebody says, hey, that way I can get a very wide exposure, or I can keep away from rat race, or I can just explore my curiosity, and I can go by whatever I like doing, and so on. So in a way, what we have understood is that open learning, and I'll be using that term, but you can replace it with any term, is essentially all about the child leading, or the learner leading himself. Actually, not just the child, even as adults, we lead ourselves. We lead our learning, we lead our living. So the whole idea is to have that leadership, or in case of children, to give it back to them. They were born leaders. They were leading when they will turn, when they will walk, when they will talk. We weren't controlling that, but somewhere we started thinking that maybe we can control it, or at least drive it. So if we start thinking like that, we start realizing that we don't have to design any curriculum or fix anything. The learner can decide what they want to learn, they want to do, how they want to live their day, week, month, year, and life. So the whole world becomes our scope of opportunity of what we want to learn. Suddenly everything is equal and everything is available, and there are like millions of choices. Whether I do fashion, or whether I do programming, or whether I do gymnastics, or whether I do theater or accounting, it just doesn't matter. That's just depending on who likes to do what. Yeah. Um, Also, we realize we don't really need to teach anybody. People will decide how they want to learn. They can learn by a teacher, and there's nothing wrong with that. And in that case, they will find who the teacher could be. Teacher could be another child of my age, or even a younger age, or could be a grandparent, or could be anybody. Or I can learn from YouTube, or I can learn from doing, and which is something which most children like. They just like doing. And that's how they learn. Avik right now is learning table tennis by playing table tennis, obviously. Yes. Right, Avik?
Yes.
Okay. And when we start thinking like this, we realize that, okay, the whole world becomes ours. So I say this to everybody that, hey, the whole universe is yours, man. Go ahead and choose where you want to learn from where. Right from starting with your family, friends, relatives, neighborhood, city, the whole world. In today's internet connected world, everything is accessible to us, or everybody is accessible to us, literally. Um, we also realize that when we are talking about living and learning, we don't really need to assess. Yes, we will constantly learn from feedback and self-reflection and so on. That's a given. But we don't really need to get into this whole business of assessment. And which makes us also realize that as open learners, we literally consider anybody, everybody, anything, everything as a source, resource, joy, companion, collaboration, everything. Everything is available to us. Yeah. And finally, we don't necessarily have to have a degree in school, college. I mean, that's one option the world offers, and that's an absolutely fine option. Nothing wrong or right about it. Just that's one option. There are maybe 1,000 other options if you start thinking about how else do you want to live your life, and even develop yourself as a professional, if you want to do that. And in fact, we'll show you a little example of how that can happen. So there are these few children or some children in Aarohi who are charting their own path of becoming, let's call it professionals. And this is how they're doing. So I'll just play a very quick 1-minute video of them talking about what they are doing. So yeah, just check this out.
Hey guys, I'm Srishti and I'm 13 years old. I'm really passionate about writing and today I want to introduce a concept to all of you called the co-learning cohort. A co-learning cohort is a place where we all get together and deep dive into our specific interests and passions. For example, if I like writing in my cohort, me alongside with other like-minded people will explore deeply in writing. Think of it as a school or a college, except that the curriculum is designed by us, for us. That will allow you to explore deeply into your area of passion without any constraints or having boundaries set by other people. This allows you to completely immerse yourself in your area of passion. If you're truly passionate about something, you should join the co-learning cohorts to have the experience of your life.
Co-learning cohorts are a small group of people who learn together because of their shared interest or passion. We work together, pull and push each other, and we learn more about the industry we're interested in, and we grow together. That's it.
Hey guys.
Right. So as these two girls were underlining, the whole concept of open learning is about taking up that responsibility. Hey, I'm responsible for my learning. So I will design, I will grow, I will find, I will inquire, I will knock doors, I will find, and I can even create my own opportunities. And this responsibility is what really drives, according to us, the open learners, not anything else. Yeah. This sense of I want to create my life. Yeah. And that's a very interesting sense. And in that whole place, we as parents or adults around them can play a lot of different roles, not just one role, kind of hundreds of roles, and that gives us a lot of joy and to be with their journey. And just a quick thought also to say that, hey, in open learning, any challenge that comes in life, and there would be and there should be many challenges that keep coming, become a source of learning. So in that sense, yeah, problems are most welcome. We love problems, we love challenges, we love difficulties, because that's what is really our curriculum in a way. Yeah. In a typical open learning child's journey is typically made up of these phases, you can call it. Starts typically with a lot of exposure as children are when children are much younger. Then they also add specific exploration into their interest, which over a certain age moves into trying to become an expert in one or few areas, and which if they want to start earning at some point of time, whenever they want to, could be 15, it could be 20, it could be 35. They convert that expertise into what we call as the enterprise phase, where it can be you can be part of another organization or be a professional by yourself. So that's like a typical, you can say, journey map, if you want to call it. So this was a little about open learning. What is Aarohi? In summary, Aarohi is families who are doing open learning, who come together. So we are not a school, we are a community where there are families all over the country, even some abroad, and we connect with each other, we learn together, we support each other, a kind of living together, though we may be physically not always together. Whenever we want to, we get together. The real fun is when we get together, there is so much of collaboration, connections that happen, collaborations that happen, and obviously supporting, mentoring each other that happens. So how does Aarohi work? Well, typically we say first campus is your home. Your home is the best place to one of the best place to learn. We also have a physical campus where the community members can come whenever they want to come, like how Avik is here. And we can also travel to each other's house. So each other's house becomes, so families can meet each other, stay with each other, or can also get together and travel to some other place together. So that there can be a together travel. So if you look at it this way, it's not about any one place. Aarohi is not about a place, but about doing open learning journey together as a community, using the whole world as our resource and a space to enjoy life. Yeah. Uh, Campus is definitely Aarohi campus, which I was talking about, where I am sitting right now, is definitely one place where I can invite you to visit. As you connect with more families, I'm sure they will also invite you to visit them also. So that's the beauty of being in a community. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to share. Oh, I took 1 extra minute today. Okay, so let me stop sharing and invite more people uh, on on video if you can. And Mike and Dwiji, can you start with today's theme, and then we can take it. People can share their thoughts. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so every week, so small, the Saturday meetups is something that we've been doing for about 2.5 years now. And can I ask folks to mute if you're not? Yeah, thank you. So, I mean, a crying child is a great thing to hear because that's an opportunity to learn something. The first thing is patience. Yeah. So I was just saying that we have more than 100 odd, 120, I believe, 130 odd sessions that we have had. Every week we have a theme, and today's theme is a question is it for everyone? Is open learning for everyone? And as Ratnesh shared, open learning is not a fixed curriculum, nor is it a fixed paradigm or a philosophy of learning. Uh, as in, it's not like you follow these things and you get something at the end of the rainbow. Open learning is about living, like he very well put it. And so in some sense, when we ask, is open learning for everyone, the question is living for everyone, right? And the obvious answer is yes, of course, living is for everyone. Everyone has a right to life. And in the same way, it's a right that we have to exercise. We all have a right to learn, and we really don't exercise it in the way we can, and some of us are trying to do. And one never really gets to is would it happen that one would have all the resources that one ever wanted to have? No, we all live in real worlds, and there are constraints. If nothing else, we are constrained by 24 hours in a day. So there will always be constraints. So then what does open learning for everyone mean? It basically means doing what you can do best in the situations and to the extent that you can. And that doesn't mean we don't push boundaries, but it also means that we try to push our own boundaries rather than expect that a system will come and fix our boundaries. And that's the whole idea of open learning, that we all constantly plan to do things, and then reflect on how things went. And so one can look at open learning as living, which it actually is. And once we look at it as living, then we realize that, hey, then open learning is for everyone. So we really don't need to ask it as a question, but we thought it would be good to just evoke some thoughts and questions. So I really hope we'll have a good discussion around that, or anything about open learning that you might have questions about. Because whatever you ask, we will learn. That's for sure. And if you are not very comfortable with talking, you can type your questions in the chat. And between us, I think we can answer some four different languages. So let language not be a constraint. Though I don't know if we have any of our Malayalam friends here from the community, but I'm guessing that. Oh yeah, there you go. Good. So yeah. So yeah. So the floor is open. Please feel free to unmute, and like Ratnesh keeps saying, please turn on your video if your bandwidth allows you to. And yeah. So go ahead. We have a good number here today, 23. That's great. Yeah, looking forward to the conversation.
Hi all. Yeah, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, go ahead.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, this question is for Ratnesh. Actually, I really wanted to, the moment I got to know that your kids are grown-ups, your daughter is 24 and your son is 18, and you have been into homeschooling or unschooling pattern for past 14 years. Your kids have been taught in the same manner, Ratnesh?
Yeah, just that there is no one manner, as Vijay
No,
underlined.
I mean they have
Yeah,
not
they have
gone to
not.
some physical format of the traditional education.
No,
So
they have not.
right now, I'm very curious to know what your daughter is doing, because this is the ultimate thing what we look forward for. कि आगे जाके मेरा बच्चा क्या करने वाला है? If this is the
So
system
the
what
first
goes on.
thing, is we don't look forward to that, right?
Okay,
Open learning is not about trying to do something for the future, right?
okay.
Okay, open learning is about trying to live now because I can't live in future. At this realization. So we live in
Mm-hmm.
today. We want to think about what I want to do today or tomorrow, maximum day after or 1 week. Well, what
Mm-hmm.
will happen to me in 5 years? Who knows? Right?
That's true. I
Right?
agree.
If we
Agree.
go around living, doing, enjoying, I'm sure we will all develop skills, relationships, values,
Mm-hmm.
strengths, habits which will lead us to, if at all money making is an issue in your mind, we will
Yeah.
take care of that. And that is what it is all about. So what my daughter is doing, you will have to someday ask her, because she does so many things. I can't really talk
Okay.
about what all she's doing. Yeah, she does
That's
so many
lovely.
things, and one of the things that she does is she runs her own business. Um,
Okay. I
apart
was
from
particular about this financial aspect only, economic. What is she doing as an the last thing what you said, enterprise. You know, the
yeah,
open learning
yeah,
progress,
yeah,
exposure, exploration, and expertise and enterprise. So I
yeah,
guess she is in that zone of enterprise, right? When she is
yeah.
making
Plus, interestingly, while she is in enterprise, she is also an
that
exposure and also
yeah,
an
that
exploration.
she is liking that thing, that she has developed an expertise in that area. So that is my thing. What exactly is she doing? I really want to know more about it. So what that is making money for her precisely.
Yeah. So again, as I said, she is doing many things. And as I
Mm-hmm.
gave you one example is this. And again, I actually want you to see if we can not think about it. That's my
Oh,
invitation to you. When you're thinking
okay.
about what are you doing to take money, I can give you examples of so many children doing so many different things like any other child. So
Okay.
when we come to what is somebody doing to earn money, believe me, it's no different. Whoever is in
Okay.
technology is doing in that. Whoever is into business is doing that. Whoever is
Okay.
into art is doing that. Whoever is
Right. Right.
into music is doing that. What I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to say is each one, whether they go to school or don't go to school or do open learning or do whatever they want to do or go to college or don't go to college, will earn in however they want to earn, at whatever stage they want to earn, how much ever they want to earn, including not earning. Okay.
Okay.
A big proportion of our population does not earn. They are called homemakers, but they are
Uh,
extremely important to the whole working of this,
for past
beautiful.
8 year, I fall in the same category. For past eight
Exactly.
years.
So let's not worry too much about it, right?
Mm.
What's more important is, how do I want to live? Am I able to live the way I want to live? If I want to earn, yes, am I able to earn? If I don't want to earn, but I want to grow a tree, am I able to grow a tree? So the whole idea is about living the way we want to live, doing what we want to do, which could be in your case, let's say, taking care of your kids and home and family, which itself is great. It's awesome. It's one of the world's best profession, if you ask me. Okay, each one of the CEOs of home, I salute to you, kind of. So what I'm inviting you is to little remove the focus from this whole thing about earning, not because earning is not important, but because to me it's a natural progression. When I develop my skills because I like something, then I can also earn in that, because now I've got skills to earn in that field. Whether I earn as a freelancer or a job or a business or however I want to earn, that's a secondary thing. Yeah. And there are so many of us, I'm sure, in this group itself, who would have, let's say, gone to some college, but doing something totally different now. Right.
True.
So which,
Agreed.
which
Agreed.
really means that it doesn't matter what one does at when one is 15 and 20 and 30. When at 50, I could be doing something totally different. So why are we so worried about future when future itself is unknown? Who knows
Okay.
about future? Who knows what my kid will do 10 years later?
I
Right?
agree. I totally agree. And one more question that I wanted to know. As I told you in my introduction, that my child is a hyperactive child. Right. So definitely giving a homeschooling format or doing things for the regular kids is a different chapter. What my experience is, and when it comes to dealing with a child who has some special needs, it makes it a bit different. So I just wanted to know: are there families with you or their kids with you who are really in my zone, exactly who are in the sailing in the same boat, or it's only for you know the other kids who are not in that zone? I wanted to know
Okay.
this.
Sorry, I would answer this question straight away.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
number
Ratnesh.
one, I am ADHD, AHD, learning disabled, special child. Okay, and I think everybody in this call is special, and everybody is in this call is difficult, and everybody is disabled. And I can prove to you, you bring anybody in front of me, I can show you how they are disabled.
I totally agree
Yeah.
to
If
that
you
because I
totally
am in the
agree
same
with me,
format.
please leave all these terms aside. When you are open learning, you start with yourself and you see what you like and what you want to do and how you want to do. We do
Okay,
not need to tie up ourselves to any particular terms. All these
that's more
terms,
than enough, sir. That's more
yeah.
than enough. I got my answer. Thank you so much. That's sufficient for me. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you. That's all
moment
from
we,
mine.
so open learning is about respecting, acknowledging, and growing with the individual that we are or we have as in another learner. That's what it is all about. It's
Thank
not
you so
about,
much. Thank you so much, Ratnesh. That's more than enough for me. I'm perfectly fine. Got it. Thank you.
okay. I'm sure more people want to say about whatever she was talking about. So please go ahead. I didn't let anybody speak.
Yeah, I'm surprised, Ratnesh. You were like going bam, bam, bam.
Okay, now let's open.
Yeah, let's open up the floor to others. Please share your thoughts, and not just on what Priyanka was asking, but also on what Ratnesh was saying. So, yeah, please. Okay, nobody wants to talk today. Everybody feels that there are 20 people, so somebody else will talk. Okay, I'll just share a few thoughts, Priyanka. One is that what are open learning children doing when they grow up as adults? The same thing that conventionally school children are doing as adults, but hopefully a little more consciously and hopefully with a little more joy and happiness in their lives. Um, and that again, I'm saying hopefully because I don't know what each one is doing and I don't know what the future holds for me myself. So the idea that you sacrifice your today for a better tomorrow, it serves a very good purpose, and I mean not necessarily that of the individual. So one of the things that we strongly believe in is that let's look at our today as a resource that we use today, not just build it as a resource for tomorrow. So, how can we be of use to what we want to do today itself? One. The other thing that I would like to share about the special needs and stuff like that. Even when we were talking about for everyone, whether education, open learning is for everyone, the idea is that we all have constraints and we all have resources, we all have benefits. So how does each one of us make the best use of what we have access to, and how do we increase our access to what we want to get access to, right? Whether you are of quote unquote special needs, or already have the privilege, or you live in poverty, right? So the idea of open learning is not that there is a certain set prescription that one follows, but rather you design what you want to do, and in that process of doing, you're also learning the ways of learning and unlearning in some sense. So that's the whole idea. And of course, there will be challenges, and for some the challenges are more, for some the challenges are less. But everyone has challenges, and I think that's what Ratnesh was trying to say, that it's not like there's anyone that is perfect. And for those set of people, it's very easy. For those with special needs, it's you know not easy. It's not easy for anyone to varying degrees. So yeah, others please feel free to unmute and turn on your videos, or even if you don't turn on your videos, you're welcome to share your thoughts and questions. And yeah.
Yeah, and now since we are not physically there at Aarohi campus, and we being a parent, we are here on doing online. So we feel we are not that capable to, support the child or in the process of open learning, because we don't know how to guide them or how to play with their thoughts or how to, so sometimes I've been facing this for almost, I mean, since she left unschooling. So she gets, Mama, I'm bored. I don't know what to do next. So please tell me. So there are so many questions that comes up from the child, and okay, we give some solutions. Okay, try doing this, do this, or some activities, some projects. But now I have come to a point where I don't know. I don't know how to go about this in the long term. She's still not figured out what to do in life. I'm pretty sure she's too young to do this. So I'm facing all those issues right now. So I don't know if we could discuss this, how how the community could help being in an online environment, and how to, I know if she was in Aarohi, that was a very different scenario, meeting so many children. So she feels, okay, I'm not having similar minded children or around, or I don't know whom I can go with, or what should I do. So when I feel when you're at the campus, you have a lot more exposure, with all this. So many people talking about to discuss it. This is only me and her, the discussion is on, and I'm like lost a bit. If somebody can put their thoughts to it.
Pranav, you want to go?
Can I speak?
No, I was just wondering, as in, she's unschooling or she's schooling? I got confused.
She's unschooled. She's unschooling.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So, and you have been to campus earlier, or you're not been?
I'm not in this campus. I've been to another campus, so I do have a bit of understanding of. But since online is the first time for me.
Okay. No. So basically, in Aarohi, as Rajnesh was pointing or highlighting, we have various different campuses. One is, of course, as the physical campus that we have in Hosur. Apart from that, there is every house is a campus in a way. Like, say, my house in Mumbai is sort of a campus for people around Mumbai who want to come together and do something, or anywhere for that matter. Somebody in Bangalore, somebody in Hyderabad, somebody in Salem. And apart from that, we have this. So basically, we are a community, and in that community, we also have access to some online setup wherein we meet, or we are constantly engaging as a community, and where everybody is participating, not only children. It's like the family, like what your child is doing right now. The whole community of adults, children, grandparents, everybody is like all together, sharing their interest, rather sharing, doing what they want to do. So there are various different things that they do together. They invite others to, if I like doing something, if I like to write poetry, I would invite somebody, okay, let's do something and write poetry together. So that's kind of an invitation which goes. So if your child, suppose, is interested in writing poetry, she can accompany, or say if she wants to say, start cooking and experiment with cooking. So she can invite others, okay, I would like to work on cooking, and there could be others who are interested and join. So that's how it works as a community. And so basically there is no pressure on individual per se. It's driven by the community, and lots of things come up in that. So there are several things. Somebody doing electronics, somebody doing programming, somebody doing dancing, somebody doing writing, doing a podcast, somebody doing something on art. So there are various things happening on online platform also.
Okay.
So that's where the community comes into play, and that's why it's very buzzing and kind of lively atmosphere for all of us. So me being in Bombay, I don't go to campus that often. I'm also associated with Aarohi for last almost 2.5 years. We as a family, me, Preeti, that is my wife, and my daughter. But we are constantly engaging as a community, and there are many things that our daughter does, we do, and everybody's involved. So, so I think that if that helps.
It does. I was a little lost managing it all alone. So I was wondering how being online, how I'm going to support all this.
And apart from that, we also travel, and also, as I said, every house is a campus. So there are families who are in Surat, say they come to our place. We at times go to Surat, we go to Bangalore, so somebody would host us. So that there's too much of mutual exchange which happens. So it's a thriving sort of a community where everybody is, supporting each other, helping each other, pushing each other, and many different things come up in terms of interest. So it's gardening. I don't know. There are so many things.
Yes, true. I truly understand. But I
Yeah.
feel like when we are not a part of community, I feel that we are limited. So I felt that I was limited. I was not able to give her that exposure. So
Yeah, I would not say limit, but limited to an relatively, yes, yeah.
Sorry, Akansha, just 1 second.
Yeah.
Why do you need to provide exposure for her? Whose life is she living? Whose life are you living?
Actually, what I do is I'm very bored at home because where I stay, there's no one like who I can play
Okay.
with or interact with. So
Okay.
like that, I feel bored and I get that question, what do I do? What do I do? So that's why I get my advice from my mom.
Okay. Is your mom the only person around you, dear? I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I missed your name.
Vinaya.
Vinaya.
Actually, no, but my dad is around, but he's not like interested so much in open schooling and he doesn't know so much of open schooling. So,
Okay. Wait, Vinaya. Which island do you live in? I thought there's only mom, dad, and you on this island, no? Is it? Or are there other people?
actually, people from Kerala don't know what is open schooling and unschooling. Like here, it's all senior citizens.
They're all living people, no?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if they know open learning or not. Do you know Malayalam?
Yeah, I know.
Of course, right? So if Amma is busy with doing whatever she is doing, let her do her thing. You go do things that you want to do, no?
I'm very interested in makeup, but I don't know how to do so. But people around me, I can't go and do also because my mom is working and my dad is also busy.
Okay. So is there somebody who does makeup around you?
No.
As in near your place?
No, not much because like there is, but I feel like Palakkad is like not such a like professional people who can teach. So
Doesn't matter. But there are people who apply makeup, right?
Yeah.
So Duji, let me come in here. I'll give a very real example. Our daughter Misty, she was interested in makeup. So I'm just trying to take forward what Duji is kind of bringing here. She was interested in makeup and she kind of connected with so many of family members, of course my wife and other family members who are into kind of makeup and who do. So that was that one aspect where you kind of reach out to your family or friends. Then of course we all have salons around. So we all have some sort of a salons around. So my daughter was for a couple of days or whatever because of her interest, and she wanted to learn or understand makeup and all. So she was at the salon for like 2 to 3 days, I believe, and she spent there 2 to 3 days just understanding, what happens there. So that is also an option. We are not saying that's the only way. That is also an option. So and trust me, people are welcoming. Everybody is very welcoming. You don't have to hesitate. Just go out, reach out, ask, seek, and you will get a lot of support from all around you in whatever you like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it from my end.
Preeti, you want to share something?
I think Pranav and Viji, they've covered almost everything. I don't have anything left to say.
Okay, so I want to add a small point, which is more for Vinay, not for Akansha, is that yes, the community, at least for me, helps. Why it helps me? Because then I can connect with other parents. I, as a parent, right?
Yeah.
If I'm feeling lost, if I'm feeling troubled, I can connect with other parents and other children, not just parents guiding me, but other children can guide me. And other parents can guide me. And I can also in turn guide, help, support, mentor other parents. So to me, that is the beauty of a community. who supports whom, who connects with whom, who finds what with whom is so amazing, and it's so not even predictable. Sometimes it just happens, and I think that to me has been a very, very integral part of us, all of us being in a community. And why we keep ranting this community thing is because we value the connections, the collaborations, the guidance, the support, the togetherness that we get from each other.
I guess
Preeti, I thought you will share all this.
After you said all this, then I realized, oh, I could have said all this.
कम्युनिटी है ना इसीलिए.
नहीं, मुझे लगता है कि even more than child, even I need such a community for myself, because even as an individual, not just for the
Totally agree. As a mother, as a mother of a kid who really wants lots and lots of guidance, and every now and then we need what to do next. That the same question what she was asking about. It's very, very much. I can really relate to that. कि what goes next? इसके बाद क्या करूँ? अब क्या करूँ? अब कैसे करूँ? अब क्या ना करूँ? किसके पास जाऊँ? किसके पास ना जाऊँ? A lot of things are there. I totally agree with you on this.
And a little bit to Akansha. Akansha, if you come to campus and if you ask me, Uncle, what should I do next? I will say, wash my clothes. So you get the point, right? You have to figure out, not mom, not anybody. Okay, it's your job to see what you want to do in life. The whole world is yours, dear. Just think of the whole world as yours. Every single living being is yours, is there to support you, help you, interact with you, play with you. Go ahead, do what you have to want to do with whomever you figure out can help you. Right?
Thanks
But
for
don't
that.
come to me, huh? Otherwise you'll have to watch.
It's no advice, okay?
Okay, yeah, let's continue the discussion. I think Sheikh has asked a question in the chat, which would you like to verbalize it? Because I'm not sure I totally understood the question. About this economical support. Sorry, I'm not sure I totally understood it. If you have understood, you can reply to that question.
Yeah, actually, I also was not sure what the question was about. If it's about the, actually, Sheikh Sahib, if you can come and share your question, or if you can expand on that, clarify that.
No, you have been telling this community is 14 years old, that you started this process in 2008. And so you better give an example of how this community as and when it grows.
Okay.
Living today is going to be the main theme of this Aarohi learning. Fine. But then at the long run, how does the economical support comes to this community? And
so are you talking about the community as a learning community or individuals and their families?
No, I would like to have some examples from your past 14 years.
Yeah. So just in terms of individuals who are living their lives, so there are various people who have been doing different things. So we have, I know of three people. One that I can immediately think of and share. One, Ratnesh has already shared about Asawari. There's another a young boy about what Skanda is about 17 years now, 16, 17 years now.
Yeah,
and
17. Yeah.
Yeah, and he has been an OpenLearning kid for about 5-6 years, and he has traveled extensively. He is very much interested in physical bodybuilding and stuff like that, and fitness, not bodybuilding, but more like fitness. And he's a fitness coach. And at 17 years old, he's been earning for about 2-3 years now. 2 years now. He was also interested in music. He has been working with some music production houses to studios to do some editing work and stuff like that. And he hasn't been able to earn a whole lot with that. But his physical training instructor, he did a course. He also did some courses on animal welfare and animal handling, and did some dog training and stuff like that for a while. So what I'm trying to share here is that they have their interests, and they take the responsibility to earn their livelihood. And I'm happy to share that Skanda is actually supporting his family, not just his own, expenses and living, but also that of his family. So, so each family, each individual finds what they want to do and how they can make a living out of that. And there are a bunch of other examples. I mean, we know probably. I mean, if you're looking for conventional success stories, there are a lot of software techies who, as youngsters, as open learners, they did develop some apps, and that went big and are now working or leading teams developing new technologies and new applications and new softwares and stuff like that. There are at least two of them that I know of. So there are examples, there are many examples. And like Ratnesh said earlier, the objective of learning and living is not just earning. So we are very particular that the objective of learning is life skills and not just earning skills. So that's with regard to the individuals. Now, if we were to look at the community's finances and how do we sustain as a community, we are very open. There is a cost associated with running of this community, and that cost is divided by every member of the in the community, every family in the community. We do not insist on a certain fees for each family, but we do request that all families share the expenses to the best of their abilities. So over the 14 years, we have had multiple years where we have run into deficits. We have also had multiple years in which we have had surpluses, and we do not say that you need to pay this much if you want to be a part of the community. Earlier, we used to call this as a apne khushi se do principle. And then as we practiced it, we learned that there are certain things that won't necessarily fit into that. So now we call it co. What's that, Ratnesh? Uh,
Co-contributed community, co.
Yes. Yeah, it's a co-contributed community. So everyone contributes towards the running of this community. So yeah, and there are ups and downs. It's not been a spectacular failure or a spectacular success.
Fine. Yeah, we can take more questions about open learning. We had a chat discussion going on around socialization. So Megha, if you want to bring that, you can also bring that. Yeah, go ahead, Ramya.
Regarding open learning, uh, when a child gets exposure, then they will explore more into into a particular field. So, is it like we need to expose them to different different activities? I'm not saying just they should be aware that there is such a thing so that they can continue with learning in that, right? That is my how do we go about how is that possible? That's my question. Hello.
Yeah, Preeti, you want to take that one? Or anybody
Yeah,
actually? Yeah.
yeah. Ramya, exposure means for us, everything happening around us is an exposure, right? And um, to be honest, I have not clearly understood your question. But exposure wise, how do you expose your child? It is like wherever you go, whatever you do, everything is an exposure. And in a community like what we are in, we
Like if we are in a
learn from each
surrounding,
other, co-create. Sorry.
if we are in a particular place,
Hello.
like hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If we are in a particular like in our home scenario, the kind of exposure we get is different, and when we go outside or some other place, the exposure the kind of exposure they get is different. um, Like in different in cities it will be different, in villages it will be different. So so that is what I was
So this
asking
is
about.
what you are making a statement. In cities it will be different, in this place it will be different. But what is your question in it? Like you are saying certain things that the exposure at different places will be different. Then what is your
See,
question? That is what I want to know.
only when we give exposure, the child can develop on what they want to do, right? So that
So
was what I was saying.
honestly, it is not necessary like that. That you give special exposure, you go out and give another then only the child will out. It is just means everyday life, wherever you are in whatever situation or whatever means. Also, the child will have his or her own interests or passions for which the child will seek exposure, and then maybe as a family you sit and discuss and expose your child in different ways. And today, in today's world, when Google is like Google Baba is so dayavan on us, so everywhere, means whatever you want, it is just a click of a button away. And apart from that also, means exposures could be like the surfing is coming just straight to my mind, that we just went like Aarohi whole community, kind of many people from the community, we just went for surfing waves in Mulki. So that exposure just came because we were in this community. We some spark starts from one person, and that from there it spreads across the community, and we all do it together. And some people who can join do join, some people who cannot join maybe next time. Or that way, when there are say 100 people in a community, then if I am doing something, I'm sharing it in the community, then you pick it up from there. Then you are doing something, I like what you're doing, then I pick it from there. Ratnesh is doing something and I like what Ratnesh is doing, I'll pick it from there. So that way we are a close knitted community, wherein we share with each other, and from each other we learn, from each other's exposures we learn. This is one way. Another is wherever you are, everything I feel is an exposure. I hope I have done some justice to your question.
Okay, I understand. While in community, we get more of uh, everything is an opportunity, like that you're saying, opportunity to learn.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So exposure is not something that you have to do. Exposure happens as long as you are living your day-to-day life. And like you rightly pointed out, like for example, I'm folding clothes now as I'm talking to you, right? And I'm right now in UP, where in a social gathering, something like this happened. Somebody was visiting this family, and the host family with whom I'm staying, and they were surprised. Acha, you fold your clothes. Oh, your wife doesn't do it for you, or your children don't do it for you, right? So that's an exposure for that family. Right? So what I'm trying to convey here is that just be observant, and that's all you need to be able to observe that things are different. So, for example, I mean, I was out yesterday in the market, and I was told to buy certain things, but the way that I am, I observed that there were some other things that I just didn't know of that was available for sale in that market. So I asked them, what is this? They said, no, it's like a vegetable. I said, I have never seen this vegetable. What is it? Right? So, what is the exposure there? I just went to the market to purchase vegetables, right? But because I was observing more than what I was told to observe, I could see that there were some new vegetables that I now am exposed to. And I'm curious to see how I can cook it in my dinner tonight. So the idea of exposure doesn't have to be something that is provided by somebody. And that's why when we say open learning is for everyone, it's about anybody doing it within their own constraints, within their own resources, right? So I couldn't go surfing if even if I wanted to, because I have other constraints. So, but I can go to the market and buy vegetables, but when buying vegetables, I can look for other things that I see around me. and that gives me more exposure, right? So that's the idea of exposure here in open learning, the way we practice it, rather than looking it as preset. Okay, I need to get exposure to science, I need to get exposure to geography, or quote unquote subjects. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I got the answer. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else, if you would like to share your thoughts?
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, Payal, please go ahead.
Hi, this is Payal. I'm from Mumbai. Okay, so I've been connected with the community since last year, when my 15-year-old son Nihar and I connected couple of times for some online knowledge sharing stuff. Okay, so now what I'm going to say is I'm going to share the situation that I am in right now and the way I'm handling it, and then if anybody can share on any other way of doing it. My son is in 10th grade and and he doesn't want to study. I'm okay with it. I'm cool with it. But the thing is, he doesn't want to leave school either. So, I mean, we have had this discussion. We planned to once come to Aarohi, then he cancelled it. He was like, no, I don't want to go. So I was like, okay, you let me know when you are ready. We'll go when you are ready. And so then I just let it be because I wanted to come from him. And I'm myself, very interested in studies. He's not, which is okay. I've just learned to accept it. Now, the only challenge that is going on right now between us is he wants to not study but go to school. So I've left it there. The thing is, he keeps insisting that, you please pay my fees and my board fees, otherwise I will not, be able to pass. And I think it's similar to what somebody shared earlier, because here he's the only one and he wants to go and play down. And when he goes and knocks at people's houses and says, come down to play, their mom shouts at him and says that jaake ghar pe padho. So I have said, I don't know whether I should tell him, but I've thought I shouldn't be supporting, because it would be like go on paying fees for something. It's not so much the finances, but I think it's just he's clinging to it because he thinks that, if he goes down and he doesn't know what to say, and everybody's in school and everybody has things to do. So he keeps on telling me, don't worry, I'll study. Although he got very low marks in the semester exam, which again, it didn't bother me because I know that he's going to find something. So did I convey basically the point that I am at right now as a parent? Should I just wait and things will ease out, or will like paying the fees be reinforcing the belief that I'm just paying for a certificate, or just paying for namesake, just for the process namesake of
So,
education to go?
how old is your son?
He's 15.
Okay. And how long has he been in this state of mind where he wants to go, wants to go to school but not study?
This is mainly after offline school.
Okay.
After
What, I mean, you know what we are going to say, I think. What does he feel and what does he find as a good solution for this?
He wants to you're asking me?
Yeah.
So he wants to continue going to school.
No, he wants to one thing, but what is the solution that he is planning to do or he's doing right now?
He's going to school but not studying, and he keeps telling me that don't worry.
He's fine with that solution, right?
Yeah, he's fine with
So
getting
does
just
he have a
scraping
problem,
through.
or do you have a problem with his solution?
I don't have a problem with his solution. I'm just wondering if I'm, in a way reinforcing the fact that, say I'm paying a whatever 80,000, 1 lakh just to get a certificate.
Actually,
that is my.
if you don't mind, it's really specific case that we are talking about. And while I jumped into it head first, I'm now stepping back and thinking that's not necessarily the best way of going about it. So I'll let someone else handle this while I sort through this in my mind as to how I want to answer this.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll take that. To me, in open learning is all about co-creation. What does that mean? That means that there are, let's say, two people. Let's say Vinaya and Akansha, right? And Akansha says, whatever, I want to have ice cream. Vinaya says, no, you can't have ice cream. So now there's a situation. Now what do? They fight. And that's open learning. The fight is the open learning, not the ice cream. Not Akansha, not Vinaya, because they are together in this. So they fight, they figure out, sometimes Akansha wins, and then she says yes. And sometimes Vinaya wins, and then she says yes. And that's what life is. Right? Now, that's about the ice cream part. Whatever is your situation, whether it's about learning, whether it's about doing it this way, whether this path, that path, 80,000 or 8 rupees, all that is immaterial. It's about we are in this journey together. Until we are in this journey together, everybody's views, everybody's thoughts, everybody's ideas are equally valued and go about. Let's fight, let's debate, let's discuss, let's figure it out. Let's maybe today try this, tomorrow try that. I don't know. There are no right answers, no wrong answers. There's no right life, no wrong life. It's about you and your family. And if by chance you say, now I want to be part of another group, another community and take their views, so now you will have 10 different views. I'm sure Akansha will have a different view, and Anu will have a different view, and Pranav and Shamina will have a different view. So now you'll have more problems, you know. You have 8 different views. So now you have 9 problems to deal with, which is also life. Okay. So you can literally ask this anybody and go ahead. But what I'm trying to drive is that at the core of living, not even open learning, at the core of living is co-living. There's nobody who is living alone in that sense, in a silo or in some island, as Dviji was talking about. But we are all living together. And when we share bonds, relationships, spaces, a lot of dynamics happens, and there are no right answers. And may you enjoy this journey is all I can say, Payal.
Yeah, I'm already
is what
enjoying
open
it.
learning is all about. It's about enjoying the journey and saying that is life, that fight, that struggle, that interactions, and that whatever. And if you have already bought 2 pairs of boxing gloves in your family, then that bout that's what it's all about. That's the
Yeah, I'm already enjoying it. I mean, I'm you know, we was talking earlier about special needs. I am legally blind. I'm a single parent, and it's just he and me, so it is fun all the time, because it's like I am studying for my exam right now, and he's studying for his exam with headphones. So I just told him in the afternoon, can you please come and sit here so that I get a little inspired, otherwise I'll be getting up again and again for a cup of coffee or a snack. So it's like I know he's not studying, but I've just decided to go along with it, because I don't want, I want him to be open to me. That is more important, so that whenever
super,
it is,
and maybe
whatever
tomorrow something else will be important and you will change your decision, and that's life too.
Okay, thanks for listening.
Okay. Yeah, more questions. We have another 10 minutes, especially if people have specific questions about Aarohi. Now we can take some, if they have some specific questions about, to do specifically with Aarohi, not just open learning. But if you have questions about open learning, please feel free to ask those also.
I have a question.
Yes,
how does one enroll and become a part of Aarohi?
Superb. You have already taken the first step. Right now, just keep walking. What that means is just keep interacting with us. You can use this as a forum. You can connect with other families directly. You can ask us for numbers. We can help you connect with. Pranav is there in Mumbai, already smiling and welcoming you, since you are also from Mumbai. Right. So there you go. So you can connect with individual families. You can come to these meetups. There might be more meetups. You can come to campus and stay. What else? And as you get familiar, as you get to know the community, and the community gets a little familiar with you, at some point you will say, yeah, I'm ready to join the community. And when you as a family, not as you individual, but you as a family says, Now we are ready to join the community, then you are ready to join the community. Then we will take you in. Right. So there's no hard process. The soft process is just meet more people in the community in whichever way, using Zoom, using whatever, traveling, using however. That's really up to you what you can figure out. Yeah. Yes, Akansha, I know your hand is up.
I actually have a confusion. Actually, I used to like school a lot, but like I don't like to study, and I used to get my marks as very low in exams. But I like the exposure of school with my friends and like roaming around and stuff and stuff. But sometimes I feel, did I take a wrong decision from doing unschooling and simply sitting at home doing nothing? Like that's a very good confusion.
How about you starting a school where there are nothing which you did not like, remove all of that and only have things which you like and enroll others? Some people were asking, how will you earn? See, you will start earning also.
Yeah, but actually there's a friend of mine from school. She also has this question like, I don't like school, but I like my friends. That's why I'm staying at
Together
school.
you start a friends school. Yeah, why not? And make some money out of it and give people the opportunity to be friends with you, and you can be friends with them. And no studies, no exams, no teachers, keep them outside the school. Only keep friends inside the school. All you need to do is Akansha's Friends School, AFS.
Only in evenings.
So, Akansha or Vinaya, so we are also in this process. Actually, if you see, generally the trend is you learn first and then you earn, right? That is the basic major, like the way it goes. But now what we are doing is earn first and then learn. Okay, so earn to learn. So when you're earning or you're doing something and you're earning out of it, so automatically you are getting ideas, you're thinking about it, you are thinking how better I can do so that I better earn on this or whatever. You find strategies, you learn about it so that you can, sell something or whatever, your product or your service. So that way we are we are like launching a workshop event wherein all under 18 will be earning first, and by that earning they will learn how to do what they want to do. So what Ratnesh was telling you, you can start a school, start earning. And Vinaya, for makeup you can connect with Mishti.
Mishti, makeup is here.
That is Preeti's
Yeah.
daughter. She's
Yeah,
also
our
interested
daughter,
in makeup. So you
she's
both
like,
can together.
yeah,
You got one
both.
connect.
Yeah. Please do, because I get bugged with her makeup stuff, and please you connect with her and I'll be free.
The same year, I was like insisted, can I do something? She was ready to get it on my face. And I said, no, big no.
Okay, so Priyanka is saying how to get in touch with the families in the community. So Priyanka, in the mail sent to you, I assume there is a mail with you. There is a small guide that itself has contact details of some of the families. Plus, if you are more specific that I want a family which which likes masala dosa only, then you can send me a mail and I'll try to match it up. In the sense, jokes apart, if you have a specific requirement, as in families in my city or in my area, or families with this age children, or whatever, then you can send us a mail or a contact and we can try and connect you with families in the community. But what I can say, that almost all the families are very, very open, very forthcoming, very connecting, and would respond to you. So you just have to ask us, and I'm assuming your wish shall be fulfilled. Okay. Anybody more questions?
Yeah, I have a question. This is Cody here.
Yeah, Cody.
Just want to ask, like, if if I have a skill, okay, and I want to share it with the community, uh, like should I is like how can I do this? Like if I want to come over to Aarohi, and can I should I stay there for a day, or should I? Is there a possibility that I can be a member of Aarohi as a like a permanent staff, or like as a permanent member, or a part of the family? So is there some like how can this be done, or yeah, yeah, how can I do this? So, like I want to share my skill with the others, my experiences, my knowledge. So how can I do that?
Yeah, so to again to quickly answer your question, there are two ways. One is obviously you can just say that I have this skill. Will anybody like to connect with me? And anybody from the community, whoever is interested. So just to take an example, suppose you are good at makeup, and then Akansha will jump and connect with you. So that's one simple way to connect. All you have to do is put a sign and put a message, put a mail saying, hey, I have these skills. Would anybody like to connect with me? And we will spread the message within the community, and people will connect with you, or the whole community will invite you for let's say an interaction, or if required a workshop and stuff like that. So that is one way it can happen. The second way is obviously, as I was telling whoever was asking, how do I join community? I was already guiding you, start interacting, meeting people, because the beauty is that each one of us has a skill or has some expertise or some knowledge what we can share. And that is what community's definition is. We give and we get both. We share what we know, and we take what we can.
Yes, yeah.
So that process continues. So, but as I said, that process of joining the community, I already shared. Hope you heard that. So you start interacting with the community, and at any point of time, if your family wants to be part of the community, then you can be part of the community. And at that time, you will obviously share your skills, as well as you will gain from other people's, which in any case in life we keep doing. Even if you're not part of the community, anywhere you are, you will keep sharing what you have, your gifts, as well as we can keep collecting others' skills.
Okay, Ratnesh, before
Go
we
ahead.
close, I would like to comment on this.
Okay, and then I have a small poll, kind of an exit
Okay,
poll.
okay, quickly then.
Yeah,
So
so
for the
quickly
first time, I have seen Ratnesh miss an opportunity to throw his 0 to 99. So, Cody, one quick thing that I would like to note is that Aarohi is not just a learning community for children. It's a learning community period for everyone. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
We do not distinguish between children's and adult and learner and non-learner. If you're living, you're learning. And the whole idea of the learning community is that everybody, like Ratnesh was sharing, comes to share what they know and pick up what they want to pick up, right? So that's the idea there. So so feel free, like Ratnesh said, to plug in. You don't need to be be a child to be a part of the community, or have a child who of a certain age to be in the community.
Yes, sure.
Okay,
Certainly.
Ratnesh, over to you for the poll.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
So we are almost at the end of today's session. Just a reminder that we continue to meet every Saturday. So please join in again and again whenever you feel like chit-chatting about open learning and meet others. As well as Viji was mentioning, there are about 130 odd recordings on our website. You can visit them and connect with us. So what we've done is we've put up a small poll, which we are trying out for the first time, just to see what next. So if any of these is your choices, you can, tick those. You can tick multiple choices, and and after that we can, meaning as you tick and kind of do, it's kind of an exit poll, so you can then exit the meeting. Yeah, so thank you everybody in that sense. So we're saying bye with this little poll, and however you want us to support you in the coming days. Yeah, and let's keep meeting. Thank you, and have a nice weekend.
Visitors stay?
No.
And we can chit chat till you answer your
Oh,
poll
yes,
question.
yes,
So if you
yes.
have any questions, feel free to
Certified
talk. I mean, it's not like you have to.
No questions now later, Dwiji. It's already 6:30.
Okay.
So we
Yeah,
stick with the
no
timing.
questions. No
Yeah.
questions. Just
Yeah, we can
chit-chat
chit chat.
രണ്ട് മൂന്നും ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാം. And this one visit ഇല്ല കണ്ണാ.
Yeah. And someone from the community will follow up with you on your choices over some period of time. If you're frustrated that nobody has contacted you, you are welcome to contact us anytime and ask, hey, you gave us an exit poll. We answered this, but I have not got any follow-up from you guys. So you're welcome to do that too.
No, we are also learning with every meetups. We are also
Exactly.
learning.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I was about to throw that. Thanks, Pranav. Yeah. Yeah. So, and our idea of open learning is also that we look at everything that we do from a learning perspective, like Pranav just shared. So even these small, the Saturday meetups are an opportunity for us to learn and get smarter, hopefully. Yeah. Okay, I got to sign off. See you everyone, and see you next weekend. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye Ritnesh. Bye everyone.
Yeah, Ritesh, I think you can stop recording.